All right, everybody, I want to talk about global leadership education for the third millennium. So historically, global leadership education was cross-cultural education or international leadership, and which is fine, but it's insufficient for today. We need a transformed approach to teaching global leadership. The history of global leadership is really one of intertribal coordination, right? We're hardwired as human beings to form groups, and our survival depends on it. If you were ostracized from your tribe during the days of the hunter and gatherer, your chances of surviving on your own were almost zero, right? So we are hardwired to form these groups, and arguably it's our ability to form these collaborative groups is the reason why humans are the most successful species on the planet. But that tribal instinct now is our biggest challenge of global leadership. In one example of this is many of us are turning to virtual communities, right? Facebook has over 2 billion users. That's 20% of the world's population and bigger than any country on its own, right? But social media platforms like Facebook do not necessarily foster global understanding. The business model is based on exploiting our tribal instincts. We get encouraged to go down these rabbit holes and we find ourselves in these filter bubbles that reinforce our pre-existing prejudices. And these echo chambers usually exclude and sometimes even ridicule beliefs other than our own. This is not a powerful vehicle for us to tackle the challenges of the world. And that's because the biggest challenges we are facing are global. Just take a look at the issue of global climate change. The global climate change, for the global climate, there is just one atmosphere, right? It's shared by all of us, and we are inseparable from it. If you separate from the atmosphere, you try to hold your breath, you pass out or you die. But you're not just a user of the atmosphere, you're one of its organs. You process the atmosphere every time you breathe, as do all other plants and animals. So in reality, all of the living things on this planet are co-creating an atmosphere together. It's not an exaggeration to say it's an extension of your body. So we all have a stake in the atmosphere. So climate change is one of these challenges we're facing, which is inviting humanity to sort of grow up and get out of this tribal funk we find ourselves in. Just take the COVID pandemic. If we pay attention, COVID is teaching us that there's also only one human immune system. The virus doesn't distinguish between a Spanish immune system or an American immune system. The health of all of us is inextricably intertwined, right? And tribalism gets in the way of tackling those problems. So global leadership has to recognize these global realities. It has to move beyond cross-culture. We need to conceive of a new approach of global leadership that allows our students to discover the truly global nature about who they are and what they are. We need a pedagogy and teaching methods that help them discover and develop this mindset and realization about who and what they and everyone else on the planet is really about, recognizing our inextricable global interdependencies, and from there begin to make our leadership decisions. This would be true third millennial global leadership education.